each player, and the game is loaded. Just let me kind of get rid of a little something here for you, and everything will be set up perfect. Alright, guys.
And the game is started.
Kind of. There we go. So you want to give introductions here on our Blue Terran player?
Sure. In the right-hand corner, we have Stark, the Blue Terran. He's actually the he's the CEO of Stark Corporations, the weapon manufacturer. He actually has a metal suit down in his basement where he can put it on and help fight crime. So that's pretty exciting.
Good observation. And here on our left side is our red Protoss standing out for Team SCA. He is nYqSmorty, and we've seen a couple games of him earlier where he recently dominated the weekly 1v1 as posted on the stream right here. So I think we're going to have a really good game, really high focus on a macro-oriented match due to the positions. And you know what? I can see this turning into a big battle over the golds in the end.
Ooh, I am so excited. I can't even tell you. Yeah, in TVP, macro maps are super effective. I know that sounds really lame, but Terran and Protoss are both very notorious for becoming high macro maps, or high macro races, and huge engagements. Storms, force fields, EMPs, Vikings, Blink Stalkers, charging Zealots, stimming Marines and Marauders all get so macro-oriented and action-packed. I just love it.
Indeed. It's pretty standard openings coming from both players. These are relatively safe openings. I like how Stark has opted not to block off his ramp with the barracks. It kind of gives him a little bit of a safer feel, as you know, he can still get pushed up the ramp, but he is going to have the surface area to handle whatever comes up the ramp in a clump. And eventually, of course, he will probably replace the space that would be the barracks with 3 supply depots.
Actually, quite right. If you look at the APM of these players, the APM is actually pretty even for both players. So, as you can see, it's gonna be a really even game. I'm really excited for this. I know APM doesn't mean everything, but it does mean some things, and I'm actually really excited for this map.
Indeed, and of course we have Smorty with the earlier scout than his opponent Stark, and he is actually going to maintain that pro's lifespan and get out alive, while his opponent Stark actually just kind of sits beside the minerals and looks at the Nexus, kind of like, okay, what are you going to build now? I see you kind of starting on your warp gate technology, so, you know, he might start, oh, there it is right now, actually, his factory, early tanks, I assume. He wants to kind of not be pressured against fast stalkers.
Right. He actually has a ton of chrono boost saved up, and he's going to be using almost all of that on the Cybernetics core. We have a probe in the bottom, or south of the Blue Terran's base, and I'm thinking Pylon's going to go down, and I do see 4-gate being a very viable option on this map.
Oh, indeed, that would actually set him up quite good, but instead of that, Smorty opts to kind of secure his natural expansion and throw down that base, definitely going for the early economy boost as he has taken off all workers from his second gas.
Yeah, that's actually very significant, because that means he's going to be doing very Zealot-centered army. It's going to be a lot of Zealots. It's going to be a high macro for the Terran army, and having a lot of Zealots makes it so the Protoss can macro better during the big engagements.
Indeed, and we actually are getting sign right now of a Banshee being made. This was a 1-1-1 build with an added barracks on the side for Stark, so almost reminiscent of Pulled Prime's Rush, and we've just recently seen that, but it was a failure in our 1v1 tournament, so this might be a second rendition of that. Another gateway added? No, that is a robotics facility. Definitely a good choice from Smorty.
Right, and I think we're going to be seeing a 3-gate robo push. Maybe just a 3... Oh, he canceled the expansion, like you said, and I actually didn't realize that. And, yeah, so this is going to be a really huge push coming up for the Protoss, and this might just end the game. However, we do have a Banshee flying across its way across the map, and an SCV going to go it looks like he's going to go scout. And I don't know, this Banshee's not going to be able to do enough damage to hold off a 3-gate robo push.
Exactly, and with the Observer actually chrono boosted out, almost like the most retarded game sense I've ever seen. Yeah, the Observer is actually sitting down on the bottom of the map, but I don't believe Cloak is started or anything right now, so he's just gonna try to secure that Banshee to gain himself a little boost in army while he lets his opponent expand.
Actually, no one's expanding right now. I don't see a command center going down for the Terran player, and I don't see a Nexus going down for the Protoss player. I think SMorty wants to end this game soon because he's throwing up another robotics bay. It doesn't look like he's even moving his units down to the natural base, wanting to do anything like that. And excuse me, you go ahead and talk while I clear up my hiccups.
Okay, that's great, and the Banshee is actually doing work, getting 2 kills before it has to leave the base, while the second Banshee kind of sits below the base of SMorty. This is definitely a generic one-base timing play towards each other. It's going to end up being a big battle for one of these two players. Whoever kind of expands first, if they don't both expand at the same time, might be at a tiny fault, but you know, with force fields and everything that can kind of be in the mix.
This Banshee in the top corner does not get picked off and gets to run away freely. Both Banshees, one Banshee has 0 kills, the other one has 2 kills. So these Banshees aren't being really effective in terms of... these Banshees aren't being effective in terms of mineral consumption. They're not doing their job and doing enough harassment. However, mentally that might be playing a part, keeping SMorty from being able to macro as hard as he can, and keeping his focus from where it should be. And a huge push coming from Stark right now. SCVs, tanks, Banshee, tons of Marines. This is going to be a huge push, and almost 100% all in. I don't know if SMorty is going to be able to see this coming, and the Observer doesn't scout. He sees some of the units.
Yes. I'm not quite sure that worked out the best for him. He could have definitely been ahead of everything in that composition and seen what was coming for him right now. One sec, you want to take over for a second?
Yeah, that's fine. A lot of SCVs. He needs to get the SCVs to move forward. He needs to siege these tanks immediately right now. Yeah, he's getting good position on this. He's doing the slow push. One tank is out, left in the open. That's going to get picked off really easily. Force field's going down really well. SMorty is doing a great job holding this, and Stark is going to get annihilated.
Those Banshees are doing a lot of work right now, but you are right, it is going to hold off for a little bit. Another tank kind of overexposed here. Stark wants to save that tank, but you know what, it's too late right now. I would have liked to see Stark come in and try to pick off that one Colossus, because that means the next engagement he is going to have that extra Colossus, and most likely will be in the back, because SMorty seems to have quite a good game sense when it comes to this play. He must see this a lot on ladder.
You are quite correct, and if you actually look at the Colossus that barely survived, it is a master with 16 kills. That is huge. He cleaned up so many of those SCVs and Marines. He is truly a hero for the Protoss army.
Indeed, and now where Stark, actually before this push, had the lead in economy. He lost way too much in that push. You know what, this is pretty close to game here, but with the forces leaving the base, I feel like if Stark had Cloak for those Banshees, he could maybe do some damage in the back, but I'm pretty sure this is game, as is.
Yeah, with the Observer being able to see the high ground, I do think that these Colossus are going to be able to clean up these Marine tank force quite easily. He's trying to micro his Colossus, so just get focused fire. The Colossus is able to walk right up. The center, the Zealots are unchallenged. Things are going to get wrecked apart really easily, and because Stark doesn't have the best of macro, a lot of these supply depots have 16 supply on them, and so that's going to be a big challenge catching back up in this game.
Oh, indeed. I don't think there is any catching up to be done here. It is, in fact, a good game, and I believe our boy SMorty here has taken the early lead for Team SC.
I actually don't know, because actually, yeah, you're right. The economy for nYqSmorty is doing just fine. Even though the Banshees did pick off a pylon with units warping in, I still think this army from Smorty is going to be significant enough to take this out. The Orbital Commands goes down, there's the GG.